Yeah,
It's
looks just
it's
like it.
been a little while, but we finally got it. And it looks like we're about to have our first game of today. Sorry for the abrupt ending of the starting soon screen, but yeah, we've been messing around for at least an hour at this rate for the first game to be ready, but yeah, we couldn't get the first one. So we couldn't get, yeah, I know, it feels super bad. We couldn't get Dynamite versus Dark, and it just feels terrible. Or we're gonna have EF versus Firefly. GSTC is gonna keep on going. This is Gold Series Team Championship, everybody. Welcome to our stream. I'm Acontistes, and I'm hereby joined by my friend Blackman.
Hi there.
So, God, it's been a little while. But, oh my god, both of the players have a barcode name. I will have to mess around with that as well. But, hey, we have a stream. I guess that is more than enough for me. And I'm going to ask who won between Dark and... who was Dynamite? Yeah, Dynamite versus Dark in the first game. But for now, let's enjoy a little bit of StarCraft, everybody. Let's get on Everdream or EF versus Firefly. Oh my god. This is already pretty funny to me. Not that it's not created. Let me mess around with this a little bit. I have to do another one.
Can you move your camera so I know which one we are?
Okay, finally. Okay, I got it. Pro streamer, everybody. Here we are spawning in the bottom left and corner. These why both things are identical. Well, this is the blue Zerg, this is EF.
Okay, now I have it. And spawning as the red Protoss player on Everdream, the right top corner, it is Firefly.
Alright, now let me just mess around a little bit with the name tags here, since this is gonna be fine, while this one over here is not looking fine at all. So, do you have a favorite for this match? I think I have mine.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty close game, I think. But I do have my favorite. I really think Firefly got this. I think EF is a pretty nice Zerg. I think he has quite a unique style as well, but I think Firefly is just a little bit too solid. So we see both players going for a pretty standard opener. And, well, we're gonna wait a little bit before having the first tech building from the Protoss player. Is going to be a fast warp gate. So I don't think we're gonna get into any kind of Stargate play, but we'll see. Well, as soon as I said that, of course.
That's just a caster's curse, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, it's a Stargate play, come on. How did I have any doubt about it? Of course it's a Stargate play.
Okay, let's see if he goes for Oracles or if he goes for Phoenix first. I think the current meta is to just go for 2 to 3 Oracles, right?
Yeah, I think that's the goal, but you know what is... It's not like a kind of deck I see that often on this map. So I'm not completely sure. I feel like 4 Phoenixes could be good. Of course it's Oracle, I think it's the most solid choice. But... anyway... like, come on. Come on, Firefly. Don't do me like that, buddy. I mean, I still think like Stargate is kind of a weird opener on this map. There is a lot of dead air space behind the main base of the opponent. But okay, this one depth is already doing way more damage than it is supposed to. They got 2 drones, basically for free. A scouting unit, getting 2 drones is nothing to frown upon. And the Oracle is flying through the map.
I really like the timings on the Spore Crawlers. He got the scout out on the Stargate, and those Spore Crawlers finished just in time to defend the first Oracle.
Yeah, just 3 drones have fallen. Nothing too spicy, but even then Firefly is just switching it up. He's just changing tech on the go. Now getting the Twilight Council and the Robobay. So he's gonna switch to something a little bit more grounded.
Okay, so what I'm feeling right now is, and that's the Templar Archive.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he's going for a massive all-in with Chargelets and Archons, because otherwise if you wanted to go for the third base, you would have to go for additional Oracles just to defend it from Ling Run-bys and from being cancelled too often.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good call. Charge is on the way. The
Warp Prism being built. Yeah, I think we are going to see a massive all-in by
Firefly, yeah.
our Protoss player Firefly.
Yeah, not really. Well, he is expanding right now, but it's not like it's something he could have avoided. So he's also gonna try and abuse the fact that EF got quite a early lair, I'd say, a 415 lair. Not the latest, not the earliest, but it's up there, you know. Roaches, of course, are starting streaming through, but there are already a lot of units and a lot of production on the way as well for the Protoss player. 2 Archons are gonna drop in the main, a bunch of Zealots are just sharking around. And with the Phoenix keeping these Queens at bay, the Warp Prism can get another warping of units. That's exactly what I was looking for on the side of Firefly. One of his Archons is very low on health, but these Zealots already have started getting some damage. The Warp Prism feels free to just do whatever right now and just moves away as soon as the damage has been dealt. On the other side, the Zealots fighting Roaches, fighting drones in the natural and the third base. Firefly eating a little bit everywhere, and another warping of Zealots in the main is dealing quite a lot of damage.
Okay, so Firefly is really hitting everywhere with the Warp Prism, Zealot Run-bys and so on. But I feel like if he would have just collected his forces and tried to go for one big push, this could have done a lot more damage than it did.
Yeah, it's not like absolutely not game ending for both players, I feel. But even then, I feel like Firefly got a little bit more time to expand and get his stuff going. He has a lot of sentries back home. I don't feel like only Roaches can do too much. But then again, just the one Immortal is out, another is gonna be out in a second, and Firefly is way out of position.
Yeah, he just moved away from his third base. With those Ravagers, I feel like maybe EF can break this, but we'll see. The first force fields came down, they got destroyed by the fires. Another couple of fires raining down, but it looks like Firefly is just going to hold, really.
Immortals are a pretty good unit, huh? Amazing goal by Firefly, to be honest. Those force fields were a thing of beauty on the first attack, and then those Ravagers are just fighting for their lives, and they are not doing too good at it. Lots and lots of Ravagers are falling. Finally, one Queen is gonna get into the action to keep this Oracle at bay, but the Oracle will survive. I just wanted to take a look at the resource loss tab, because EF has lost so much gas with this attack. While Firefly, I mean, he lost 2 sentries. That's basically all of the gas he lost. That was
And with the
quite
2
effective.
sentries he still has, he can actually try to push his advantage. He has a lot of Archons, he has 3 Mortals, he has a Warp Prism, and he has some Force Fields. So there's not that much EF is really able to do against this with the type of army he has his mindset to at the moment.
Yeah, he's getting 7 Hydras right now, but unupgraded Hydras. Oh, this is not going to be great. That 4th phase is doomed. So is this Archon over here, but there are 4 more to put into the fight. Yeah, trying to buy time.
The pulse hitting really good on those sentries, killing one immediately, also getting the shields down for one of the immortals, but I don't feel like he should be able to just roll over this.
Oh my god, the files were incredible. It looks like EF is going to barely hold. Also, recall issued on those immortals. Oh, all of them will survive. Meanwhile, Firefly trying to hit the main. Once again, I feel like you're right. If the Warp Prism was with the main army, I think we were looking at a different outcome.
Those Zealots would have done so much just for tanking purposes, really. Yeah. And juggling with the Warp Prism makes it so hard to kill either Archon or Immortals.
I really don't like the fact that Firefly decided to split the Warp Prism with the main army. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me right now. Firefly also not producing anything while EF is getting at his doorstep. There is one good stasis where there are 5 Immortals out, and I would like him to start Storm, but he's very much stopped on gas right now.
He didn't take the gas at his 3rd phase neither, even though he built them.
He just has a couple of probes over there. This fight over here can go very badly for Firefly if he waits for reinforcements too long. He needs to break these as soon as possible, because more Zerg units are streaming through. His Immortals are quite low. No shield batteries in the fight as well, but Firefly has to defend this. The Concave of Ravagers is doing a lot of work, but these Immortals are doing even more. One of the Archons is going to fall, the last remaining Archon, and these Immortals are without shields right now, but they're still more than enough to keep the rest of the army of EF at bay, and that was all he could do, really. EF losing all of his army, losing half his bases to Zealots run by, and that was the death of him right here.
So many Immortals.
Yeah. Oh my.
Firefly did quite a good job of not losing those.
Yeah, exactly.
In his attacks. And just getting that 5 Immortal count.
It's way too much. You know, like, Immortals are a little bit like tanks. If the Terran player doesn't lose any tank in any of his pushes, then they just become too much. It become basically unbreakable unless you transition into air or Vipers or something like that. And I feel like it's the same for Immortals. If you just don't have the means to race for the tech, you're not going to cut it. You're definitely not going to cut it. Once the Immortal count rises up enough and the Protoss player doesn't lose him, it just doesn't stand a chance anymore.
I like the transition into Hydras. I think they did wonders in that last fight, but they couldn't quite make it because there were just so few of them. And some of them still on the way to that base. So not really collected forces attacking, and that's a downfall. If those Immortals just get like a couple of units each wave, they will just shred them to pieces.
Yeah. So I got information about the outcome of Dynamite versus Dark, and apparently Dark won 2-0. No big surprise there, but it means that this is going to be match point for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. If Firefly is able to win this game, then the the disbanded DLG will lose the series. So it's going to be a 4-0. We're gonna go into the last series anyway, the last best of 2. But for now, Dragon Phoenix Gaming is leading the series 3-0.
Oh no, it's Dark Parting Gaming.
Yeah, Dark Parting
It's
Gaming.
Dark Parting Gaming.
Let's all be honest.
If there was a C in their name, that would be the cure spot, but sadly there isn't. Maybe they'll have to redo it after this GSL.
So they switched colors, my favorite thing. Not colors, positions I meant. Well, let's get into it. Spawning in the top right hand corner as the blue Zerg formerly playing for DLG Gaming, the disbanded team it is EF.
And spawning as the red Protoss player on the left bottom side of the map, currently representing DPG alias Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Firefly.
Yeah, I feel like being in a team with Parting and Dark and being a Protoss player, it means like, yeah, it's the other guy besides Dark and Parting. But it's not really like that. I feel like Firefly is quite a solid player. I didn't see him shine as much as I would like him to, but I think he's quite a solid player. Of course, it's neither Dark or Parting, but yeah, we're talking BlizzCon champion and GSL round of 4, right? So.
Well, for Dark, actually, it wasn't the GSL round of 4, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. It really wasn't. Too many veterans, right?
But really, I was talking about this with my friends lately, but meeting TY in any stage but the group stage is probably the scariest thing there is.
Yeah,
he will just prepare.
In this kind of form state he is, he's just so scary.
He will just like the best comparison for TY I found was that he is the Batman of the StarCraft Pro scene, because if you give him enough preparation time, he will beat you.
Yeah, it's like he plays StarCraft like he's Monster Hunter, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Okay, so Twilight coming down for Firefly. I'm curious. What do you think he'll go for? Some Glaive Adept? Or
like are you even asking?
Well, let's see. Maybe there's a Dark Shrine coming?
Is it not always Glaive Adept? Like isn't that like the only build Protoss players know?
Yeah, but he's not researching it quite yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have to guess. He's gonna have it in just a little while, another Adept on the way. Yeah, like, let's all be honest.
Let's see. Okay, there it is. Do you think he's going for the Dark Shrine follow-up? What are you doing, Pro?
Dark
okay,
Shrine
it's a gateway.
Like, I mean, not on this map. I mean, if you go Dark Shrine on this map, it's just at a very late stage and just to like blink back and forth between the bases. I don't feel like any kind of early Dark Shrine play, unless it's just for Archons, is good enough, to be honest. It takes a little bit too much time, and those Dark Templars need the opponent not to be on a certain technique. Or sport coolers, whatever.
Well, we see the Leia coming in. We also see the Roach Warren, so EF definitely expecting some kind of Dark Shrine play. Going for the Leia and the Roaches, you're pretty much safe against either Dark Templar or the Archon drop following this up.
He looks prepared, yeah. He is also making the amount of Zerglings he needs. Like, you need a lot of Zerglings to deal with this. And then you start making Roaches. Because just Roaches are not mobile enough to deal with the Glaive Adepts. It's kind of counterintuitive, but you need a lot of Zerglings to deal with this.
What do you think about the Baneling nest to deal with the
Yeah,
Glaive Adepts?
no, I don't feel like it's going to be just because you need Baneling speed, and Baneling speed it's too late.
I see.
Okay, so already a bunch of lings are falling. These adepts will probably complete their shade, fight with the queen in the main, and that is going to be problems for EF right now. Adepts fighting drones, fighting queens. So many are falling left and right. The economy of EF is in shambles. This build did it again. 15 drones down. And I think the count has yet to rise. Another shade in the main and another warping in the main. There are roaches here, but the drones are still falling. 26, 27, 28, and counting. The economy of EF is non-existent. GG needs to be called.
Okay, so I feel like the reaction by EF was good if you're going to face Dark Templar and Archons, because for the Dark Templars, those Zerglings and the Spores and probably even the Overseer would just be enough in addition to the Queens. But against a couple of Glaive Adepts, those links were just doing too poorly. They were not high enough in numbers. I feel like if he would have just skipped the layer, went for roaches, and just built as many roaches as he could, he would have been fine. Even if there was to be any Dark Templar as a follow-up, he still built the Spores.
Yeah, I mean, I very much agree with you about the lair. But I have to say, I would have liked him to make more Zerglings. I feel like he had too few at a certain point, and he basically sacrificed them to the biggest adept shade. And you need to have so many Zerglings to fight with them. And roaches are just too slow. You cannot have enough roaches in all of your bases to deal with all of the adepts at that stage. So I always feel like you just hold the attack with Zerglings, and then you finish the remaining adepts with the roaches. I feel like this is the way to hold it, and also keeping all of your queens in one place kind of works better than this. But then again, I mean, it's a very hard build to hold for a reason. Like, it's not a random thing. There is a reason why every Protoss player is doing this, and it's because it's very strong. Oh, come on. That's not fair.
People, please. Just join the lobby.
Yeah, they're not posting the lobby link. I feel like that's weird. But yeah, they're just inviting people one by one. Well,
okay.
So, no barcodes this time. Finally, like, having a game with 2 barcodes is just... It gets so confusing at a certain point.
Do you think we'll be facing a 6-0 by Dragon Phoenix Gaming?
Yeah, like we were talking about this before, and Swordov is going to be the only player in this whole tournament who's not playing from either China or Korea. And like, I can't stress enough how big this is, because a player is from Sweden, is playing from Sweden, and I feel like, or Norway, I don't remember correctly, sorry. But he just has like 400 ping, and that's way too much, especially against a player such as Pardin, who will just outmark you, even with normal ping. He will just wreck you with that high of a ping. Still, I think Swordov is a good player, especially a good late game player. Oh, we will see.
He has been looking quite well recently. I think I saw his stream lately, and he has been practicing ZVZ on Zen with Elaser.
Yeah.
So, looking at that, he must have a big standing in the foreign scene as it is. because I don't think Elasa will just practice with anyone.
No, definitely
And
not. Definitely not.
if you get the chance to practice with Elasa, there has to be some mutual respect.
Yeah. I feel like sort of is just an incredibly solid player. Is one of those players that are just so hard to break. He is just very tenacious in his gameplay. It's very hard to kill, right? It's not like the player who will just outright outsmart you with incredible build orders or incredibly aggressive and unexpected attacks. Like you won't kill him easily. Like you won't just do a Sentry Mortal all-in against him and expect to be on top. He's not one of those players. I can see him like getting a page out of the Book of Serral, of course, with the right distances between those two. Of course, we're talking to the best player of all times. But I feel like just trying to play in a similar way to one of the best player, to the best player of all times, I feel like that's already something that works in his favor. It already means he's just going on the right path.
Okay, sort of now all you have to do is find your way into this lobby.
Yeah, he got out of the game actually. I don't know if it was for the back lobby or some reason. Maybe it's just he has some kind of ping accelerator. I don't know. Could be.
Well, those few minutes will not hurt us since we have been waiting before as well.
Yeah. Oh well. So what were you and Pardin saying? Because I saw you like talking in Korean to Pardin.
Oh, I just said hello, and he answered hello.
Wow, that's a lot of letters for saying hello.
Well, it's okay. So there are a lot of forms for really polite talking, and this is like the standard polite way of saying hello, which is 안녕하세요.
Okay, I see. I mean,
so if you ever meet a Korean, the best way to greet them is just saying 안녕하세요.
I will
Unless
just
it's
like paste that into my notebook, and I will just
close it and put it somewhere where it can't hurt me.
Yeah. And just never look at it again. Or maybe I will use it to greet some Korean players once in a while. I mean, can't hurt, right?
Okay, so the bar TV said sort of disconnected. So we're just waiting for a little.
Yeah, something is wrong with his internet. I mean, there is a possibility he will use like some kind of ping accelerator. I don't think those are forbidden. Actually, I think those are encouraged. And I feel like there could be something wrong with it. And yeah, like playing on 400 ping is basically unplayable. So it kind of needs to have a way to decrease his ping. So we're just gonna wait for him. I know this is very common with the Warcraft free scene, in which basically all of the players have a ping accelerator because all of the players play on NetEase on China. So it's kind of needed because that's the most competitive scene. And I feel like most of the players who play on Korea from Europe use some kind of ping accelerator as well.
Have you been playing the new Warcraft?
Reforged?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing that a lot. And yeah, I mean, I'm just playing it with the old graphics, of course, like everyone. There's no point not playing with it. If you want to be at least a little bit competitive, you cannot play with the new graphics.
So I was listening to the Pylon show of a few weeks ago, where the Muslim was talking about the Warcraft Reforged, and he was like, "That game,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be better in new graphics, but everybody's just playing it in the old graphics because the new graphics are just so horrible."
Yeah, it's not like I don't dislike them aesthetically, but there are just so many things looking off, you know? Like things looking weird, like things looking too similar. Especially, I play Orc, right? I'm an Orc player.
Okay.
And most of the buildings are very hard to distinguish with the new graphics. They all look the same. And
that's a death to any game, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it just looks very bad. It's something you cannot condone, right?
Yeah.
But let's get into the beautiful other RTS game Blizzard made, spawning in the top left-hand corner as the Blue Zerg, formerly playing for DLG Gaming. This is sort of.
And spawning in the right bottom corner, the big boy himself, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it is Parting.
I find very polite of him to use his Dragon Phoenix Gaming account for this tournament and not the other one with his own clan tag. That is kind of not safe for work.
Which one is it? Big boy?
Yeah, that one. Exactly. Big boy Party.
Oh! Okay, he's just blocking.
Yeah, and sort of
never know. You never know with Parting.
Yeah. And it looks like sort of went for a 12 pool, just... I don't know if this is some line counter. It looks like just like 12 pool expand. I like 12 pool expand. I think it's a good build.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's a very good build. Actually, I think it's just slightly worse than the standard opener. And it's just way better against anything that's not the completely standard. Because 12 pool expand is not a committed build. The only thing that really messes up with 12 pool expand as well as Clash opener is just super aggressive all-ins.
Well, you need your lava after the first couple of links to get that drone count up, right? So you can't really invest into additional army or anything similar.
No, you can't. Also, you skip an overload, so yeah.
Okay, Parting holding this pretty decisively, I'd say.
Losing that one pylon, I feel like already paid for the 12 pool expand opener. Like forcing one zealot out at the beginning of the game and getting one pylon and forcing one shield battery, I feel like it's not something to frown upon. It's still damage. It's not like clear damage, it's not like damage you can see, but it is damage. It's basically the same aspect that lost mining time is. Like forcing your opponent to do something that's suboptimal, which is spending 100 minerals for another pylon, 150 for another shield battery, and 100 for a zealot, is basically like having killed a nexus, more or less.
Yeah. You know what I would love to see as a follower? A Baneling bust. I just want to see that one shield battery being broken.
I mean,
this looks so disgusting for...
Right? That's a lot of space. Like, you cannot block this easily.
Yeah, right? Or at least it looks super hard. You need like 2 gateways, right? One to the right of the shield battery and one beneath it. If that fits.
Oh. Okay, sort of is having problem, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh... F. F is the right thing to say.
Oh,
Okay.
he's back.
Ah.
He's not back. He's back. He looks back. He's not back.
He's
Oh.
just peeking into the game and then going out again, and peeking again and going out.
I like that Parting is doing the 1-2-1-2-1. Like, he's never really playing those keys. Let's all be honest. Uh-oh.
Oh, we might drop sort of here.
I feel like we might.
Is this counted as a loss for sort of?
I feel like we're gonna just start from replay. Yeah.
I guess we will.
I mean, if he's able to fix his issues, I think we're just gonna start from replay. Otherwise... Oh, wait. Oh. Huh.
Oh, did you see those 30 pings? Like... Oh my god.
6, 7, 8. Like, let's all be honest, he doesn't have anything hot-keyed to 6 or 7.
Actually, he might.
Come on, what could he have hotkeyed to 6 or 7?
I don't know, the cybernetics core?
Nah. I mean, yeah, but then what does he have on 6? Like, the Nexi on 6? Isn't it like a little bit out of the way?
No, I think his Nexi is on 1 and the warp gate probably on 2. So maybe he has like... I don't know... 1 probe to immediately wall on 7, and on 6 he has the warp gate and all the cybernetics core and all other...
It could both be probed, actually, as well.
Yeah. So what are we going to do now?
My guess is we're just going to wait until sort of is back, and he's gonna tell us
Hey.
what works or not.
Dream just got online. Hey.
Well, yeah, he will have to wait a little bit. It was going to be the first game of the other series.
Great,
Going to
let's
be
see.
Gogojoy versus Sian. Ooh,
Oh, another PVC.
yeah. It's also China Derby, like China versus China.
And after that, another PVC.
Yep.
Today's our PVZ day. Yesterday was a mirror matchup day, and today it's just PVZ, PVZ, PVZ.
So, Ordov is back. Is he? Yes,
Is he?
he's back. Yeah, he is
Okay,
back.
yeah, he's back.
We're gonna see what is his ping, and then we will. Okay, apparently we're gonna resume from replay.
Okay, first couple of guys being invited. Please make sure I get an invite as well.
Oh wait, okay, yeah.
Okay, there it is.
I've been through something similar once, in which my co-caster didn't have an invite for the game. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny at all.
That sucks. Did you just stream on Discord, or
He
how do you do
was
it?
watching the stream.
Ah,
Luckily, he didn't have a lot of delay, so it was basically going the same way.
nice.
Okay, sort of is ready. Let's hope this one will go better. Well, it was going fine for the first 3 minutes and something of the game.
So now we have to go to the point where sort of drop.
I think we will start a little bit earlier than that. Just a bunch of seconds before that, because I feel like he was just not reacting to anything for a while, like probably 10 to 15 seconds before he dropped.
Hmm.
We will see.
What do you do in that situation if the other guy is going for a hidden tech? Like if there's a proxy nexus and you load the replay and the one person just sees the I hope I'm not playing.
I mean, like, you can't see the map, right? Like, it's not seen.
Yeah.
We resume.
It is?
Yeah, the players, like, you choose the two players which are going to take the side of each other, and they just can't see their vision. They can see anything else.
Okay. So that I wasn't quite sure how it would work out.
It makes a lot of sense if you think about it. It could
Wait, since we're in a replay, I have a different layout than in the observer position.
Oh wait,
that's interesting.
Right. That's interesting, yeah. Oh well.
Now I can check the hotkeys for party. Ah, he doesn't have them.
What you mean he doesn't have them?
He doesn't have them shown, I don't think. Let's see. Ah, there they are. Okay, so now I can tell you 6 and 7 are Nexus. Nexi.
Oh my god, that's so uncomfortable.
Is it though? Because
yeah.
I have my command centers on 6. And I know Innovation does it as well. And he has his second command center, so Natural Expand on 7.
I mean, I'm a Zerg player, so that's a little bit different for me, but I have all of my archeries on 4.
I see.
I have my queens on a tilde key, and then I have 1, 2, and 3 for army. Then a bunch of drones on 5 for reaction, and usually spawning pool on 6 and Evo chambers on 7.
Okay, let's react to that game. Those DTs did at least some work, and Parting will try to go for an expand behind this, keeping the enemy at his base with those DTs, always reacting to where the wall prism is and where those DTs are.
Yeah, like he killed 3 queens with it. That's a lot of queens. Okay, so this is very, very funny. Dropper Lord in the fur base of Sodov. He's gonna drop some roaches, I feel.
Imagine he just goes for the laser place and just walks in with an empty Dropper Lord, and Parting just overreacts and pulls all of his drones.
That would be interesting. But oh gosh, okay, another roach fall down. Yeah, Parting is just forcing sort of in this defensive stance that feels very uncomfortable for him with the ping he has. Like losing 3 queens, like that's so odd. Like oftentimes people like don't give enough stress about losing queens in the early game as the Zerg player. That's probably losing 1 queen is like in the first 5 minutes of the game equals to losing an hatchery. Like as game impact goes.
Oh no, we're lagging again. And sort of is going for a big all-in. Additional cannons being warped in for Parting.
Oh my.
Man, it's just really today.
Yeah,
right?
the thing is like it basically the same thing happened. Like 3 minutes. Like it was looking fine entirely for 3 minutes, and then he started lagging. Yeah, now he paused the game itself, and he was still getting kicked out of the game. Yeah,
so
that's a little bit of a late please pause sort of.
This must be super frustrating to deal with on sort of side, because there's nothing you can really do.
Yeah.
If your internet provider decides you're getting less internet, you're getting less bandwidth, then you're just screwed, really.
Yeah, and yeah, he's gonna drop. Yeah, I'm not going to vote for drop.
Me neither. Oh, that probe is so close to finishing.
Oh yeah, that's very close.
It's literally the second before it finishes.
Insanely close. Like, oh my. Poor probe probably will never see the light of the day. You know,
Maybe if we resume after the ping spikes are gone.
he's there like, yeah, finally I'm going to mine some minerals. I'm finally gonna be free. And
And then Ro8 just show up and he gets pulled to defend.
oh, okay.
Okay.
Game resumed.
That's very nice.
I hope it stays this nice.
Well, it's
Because
not
we
gonna
still have a
yeah.
series, like a match to go after this one.
Yep. Those debris over here are still gonna be an issue on this map. They are always been an issue and they still are. Good force field is gonna lock part of the army or sort of out of there. But the ramp is now open and the Blizzard can walk on top of there, or maybe he cannot. Force fields beautifully sprayed out everywhere around the army or sort of, and Immortals just shredding everything to bits, sort of trying his best with a limited means he had this game, and Barding will get this victory. It's going to be a 5-0 lead for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, and we're gonna have our last game of this series in a little while, I think. Could possibly be skipped if sort of feels like he's not going to have a good ping, but we will see.
So what I realized in that fight was that those Archons look just super badass. I wonder which skin Parting is using, because that looked so badass.
I feel like it's going is the skin, like the one with the black everything, right? How is it called? Forged, I think. It's the forged skin. Let's see. Archon. Where are the Archons?
Yeah, that might be it.
Wait a moment. Where are the okay, Templars, okay. Yeah, you cannot see the Archon skin in the.
Okay, so it's the forged.
It's
the forged one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they had those circles running around them as well. They looked like dark Archons, really, and they look so badass.
It's like,
oh my.
They look a lot like StarCraft 1, StarCraft Brood War Archons.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the best kind of Archons, right?
Absolutely. What do you think about the classic Ultralisk skin? Because I've heard mixed opinions.
It's terrible.
You don't like it?
It's absolutely terrible. A terrible skin
Why?
for a terrible unit.
Oh my god. I actually really like it.
I absolutely dislike it. I also kind of dislike the classic Hydra skin.
I love those.
They
look like so amazing.
It feels like they have too much coloring. And it feels like they are just wearing a cape. And it looks silly to me. Like ever since I started looking, oh look, those Hydras look like they're wearing a cape. They started looking insanely silly to me, and
once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, exactly, and they just look terrible to me. Also, you have the Cerberus skin pack, and those look crazy good, especially the Ravagers. They look insane. I love the skin.
What's the Cerberus skin pack? Is it
It's
the one with the antenna on top?
Yeah, it's the one like the Statman Zergs. So like half robot, half Zerg.
Ah, I love them.
Yeah,
They look so badass
super
as well.
Cool. Yeah, they're insanely good. It's my favorite skin pack. But talking about this game right now, spawning in the top right corner of Everdream is the blue Zerg player. Last European stand in this tournament. It is sort of. It's kind of backward.
Right? Okay, spawning as the red Protoss player. His team is currently up 5-0. It is the big boy partying for Dragon Phoenix Gaming.
You mean Dick Boy?
The big boy partying.
What
I
is
love
this
him.
thing? Like, can you see it as well?
Yeah, I can see it as well.
That's super weird.
It looks like a hair.
Yeah, it looks like I can never look at this base again.
Let's look at parting space then.
Yeah. Or it's sort of natural. I will never look at a base again.
Oh, sort of already there with his drone just to be sure.
Yeah, you know.
Just
like,
to make sure parting is not doing anything cheeky.
And of course, Parding is just gonna keep on faking yes to do something with that probe. I will love, like, is he streaming right now? I will
That's
love,
a
like,
good question.
like
I don't think he streams those matches.
Yeah, I don't think he
Does he?
does. Yeah. Also, I think this cannot be streamed on Twitch. But I would love to get into his point of view on his stream and just hear his screaming.
Shiba!
His insane microphone gain for absolutely no reason, having a $200 microphone and just setting the gain to 100 and everything sounds terrible. That's just so flavorful, right?
I love parting stream so much. It's just one single gigantic meme.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, like watching those trash programs, like watching Jersey Shore, or
Yeah.
I don't know, like, yeah, I like watching those kind of stuff, and it just feels incredibly good. Like, it's some kind of weird ASMR, right?
This is the weirdest kind of ASMR I have ever watched.
Yeah, it's the complete opposite of ASMR while being absolutely ASMR.
Yeah. Everybody just tunes in to hear him shout and scream, "Fuck you, no GG!"
Exactly.
It is horribly optimized microphone.
And it's such an expensive microphone as well. It's the Blue Yeti.
So is he using a good microphone by now? Because
Yeah,
I
it's-
always
No,
I always
it's like
thought
the
he was-
best streaming microphone out there. It's the Blue Yeti. It's actually like the best microphone for streaming. But it has like a switch behind it that can increase gain, right? And I feel like Pardin thinks that is the volume, and he has all the gain up to 100. And that's why it
Maybe
sounds like that.
maybe he started streaming with those
With the headset.
headphone
Yeah, he started
microphones,
streaming.
and people just got so used to it, and he realized, hey, this is a meme. I'm going to be a meme streamer now.
Yeah, that's totally like him, but it will be totally like him also to not realize there's a gain switch behind his microphone. It could be both things.
Yeah.
Game paused.
Yeah. Good boy parting just post the game.
He's evolving from big boy to
It's a
good boy.
Yeah, yeah. It's a big good dick boy, alright?
Big dick good boy.
Yeah. Also, he had such an incredible run in GSL. Were you expecting him to do this good?
I was so caught off guard by him beating Maru.
Same. Actually, same. Like, he was caught off guard as well. Have you seen his tweets before the game?
No.
he was saying like, feeling good for tomorrow, getting ready to be destroyed by Maru or something like that. And then he won.
And then he just single-handedly changed the meta for PvT
Yeah,
with his stupid ass 4-gate blink.
yeah, exactly. It's just like Zest versus Cyril. Like, it's
Yeah.
basically the same, like, okay, I'm just gonna make a death and kill you. And that's exactly what Zest did 3 games in a row. And Parting was like, okay, I can beat you. Let's make Blink Stalkers and have fun. And Maru
Let's
died.
just continue with the same build over and over again. I feel like at one point Maru must have been like, is he actually going to be going 4-gate blink every game?
Yeah, and Testosis was the same as well, right? Like, they were, what if he does the same build again? What if he does
What
the
if
same
he does it and beats Maru with it?
And he actually did.
Game resumed.
Okay, sort of looks like he's sort of good.
I see
Pun.
what you did
Absolutely
there.
intended pun, by the way.
Okay, sort of going once again for that Ling Roach bust. Harding already has a couple of cheat batteries and one Immortal joins the fight.
Yeah, that's way too much Protoss. The wall has been broken. Actually, one good force field is gonna lock this Roach and Ravagers out of the wall. 3 shield batteries doing so much work with this. And the Immortal ramping up kills already at 5. And now Parting feels like he can just walk out of his wall because he got this. And I think I agree with him. These 2 Ravagers doing their best to keep the Zealots at bay. One of them will fall. The rest of the lanes are joining the battle, but the shield batteries are still helping. The Immortal is not taking any damage. Anything is taking damage. For Parting right now is just lanes, and GG needs to be called. Dragon Phoenix Gaming with a 6-0 victory on top of Dying Lake Gaming. Well, it was...
That was decisive.
Yeah. It was also kind of expected. Like, poor sort of needed to play with just insane ping. I feel also kind of bad for Parting because these kind of games are always a good chance to train. And of course he was playing against sort of who couldn't micro and it just felt terrible for both of them. Then Dark destroyed Dynamite and we couldn't see that game. We would have been the most envied casters of all Alpha
Oh
X.
my god, that would have been so nice. I can't believe we missed that one.
That was terrible.
Oh.
Okay, let's not think about that. We're gonna have Sian versus Gogojoy for this series. So, China versus China. Team Gunpack versus Breakstar Gaming, one of our Flex partners, actually. As you can see in the overlay. Like, right here? Yeah, like, right there.
Right there.
Yeah. So, shout out to Breakstar for being such an amazing community. For actually, Australia is in same game house as Scarlett, so Breakstar having this game house with all some of those foreign players in it, which is nice. But we will see how will she perform in this next series. But for now, it's going to be Gogojoy versus Sian. Let's see. So, what a blast from the past, right? Both players have been out for so long. Getting into introductions. Sorry, you were saying?
I'm not saying anything, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner as the Blue Zerg playing from Team Gunpack. It is Gogojoy.
And spawning in the right top corner as the red Protoss player representing Team Bravestar Gaming, it is Sian.
Good stuff, good stuff. Sian, one of the probably best Chinese players out there. I feel like he's probably the best Chinese Protoss player. I can't really think of any Chinese Protoss player better than him, actually. I could be wrong. And then there's Gogojoy, very good Zerg player, and one of the players that I feel like the community loves the most, especially in China, of course. He has so many fans.
I think I was supposed to cast one of his games, but he didn't show up. Like, I was supposed to cast him versus Nice. I don't quite remember if it was him or Nice who didn't show up. I think it was him. And then we had Nice versus Super, which was super nice.
Okay, I'm leaving everybody. Let's discuss now.
You started this one.
Okay, I'm back. So, it's actually my first time casting Gogojoy. I've seen him play a lot, and he's a very economical base player that just starts doing some random stuff in the mid game after having rushed economy, and he's actually doing the same right here. He's rushing a lot of economy. He's getting to 3 archeries very quickly, and it's some kind of clash opener, some weird stuff. But yeah, he's not starting. Yeah, in the meantime,
Sian is going for the Stargate.
I like Stargate on Zen. I feel like it's a pretty exploitable map with Stargate play. Sian will check everything going on with his adept. And yeah, finally lane speed starts for Gogojoy. That's a very late one.
Oh, he gets one kill.
Yeah. That's
Gets
always
out.
nice. Like, this adept is not supposed to deal damage, it's just supposed to be a scouting tool, and when he gets damage, it just feels nice. He's also got a quick tumor right now. That's very good. Like,
You go, Adept. You be a brave one. Someone to lead the Protoss ascension.
Yeah, you know, like an example to leave for, right?
Yeah. I went out there, I scouted the Zerg, and I killed a drone.
And the creep tumor. And the creep tumor. Let's not forget the creep tumor.
And a creep tumor.
Like, look at this lazy stalker. You cannot even kill an overlord without the aid of an adept, of an oracle, sorry. Lazy guy.
That overlord could have been dead 2 times over if it was a adept shooting up.
Exactly. So, Sian is going to take a fur base in a little while. Gogojoy trying to get this pro kill. He will get a kill. So, if you want to know who got the kill on the last Zergling, it was the hero adept, by the way.
It had to be.
Yeah, right? So, third Oracle on the way for Sian. Still already at the doorstep of Gogojoy third base. Of course they're gonna get spotted. There is already a Spore Crawler over here. Not a lot of damage can be dealt here. But these adepts, on the other hand, 4 of them in the natural, 3 drones already falling down. This queen having to suffer a beating as well, and now the Shades will actually complete in the main base. 4 drones and counting, those links trying to do their best.
Oh, and those oracles! They're just shredding those drones.
7 kills out. Another oracle showing up. Oracle, please. Uh-oh.
React.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Oracle?
Okay, he survives. So we've seen the great hero adept full a hero death, of course.
Of course. He was doing what he did best.
Killing drones.
Fighting the Zerg.
Yeah. Okay, so 1 sentry will fall over here for Sian. Actually, 2 sentries will die for Sian. That's a little bit too much damage. There are 4 oracles out for the Chinese player, for the Protoss player, both actually. For the Protoss player. That's
okay,
a lot of oracles against the Spire play.
Right? I'm like, okay, you go for 2 or 3 oracles, right? So you're pretty much safe. But 4 oracles, this is new to me.
Yeah, and if Gogojoy just goes for some muta play, which I think he's going for, that's going to be damage. This 4th archery will be cancelled by Sian, but he's like, that's a spot. Okay, the observer will get this fire. That's some very good scouting, by the way. The observer will fly straight through this. The observer will also die for it. But it paid off, right? Like, Phoenix is scouted in the production tab for Sian. And that's already on time. That's what you want. So how many mutas? Gogojoy, please?
7.
7, okay.
8.
Probably 9. Oh, 9.
And there's a 9th.
Okay, that's a good number. Like,
But I still feel like Sian is investing so much money. Like, he went for pretty much every tech there is.
and Gogojoy is going deep into mutas though, huh? He's making a ton of them, and he's not really stopping. Also has +1 air weapons, air attack on the way. That's going to be a ton of mutas this game. More lanes on the way, double archery expand as well. Gogojoy feels like he has full map control after this. That's interesting. His blink is on the way and Phoenixes are on the way as well. Like, does he really have as much map control as you think he has?
Like, Sian is going to be super safe against those mutalisks, right?
Yeah, second
So,
start.
as soon as he gets up to a decent Phoenix count, I think he's just going to take over the map by himself.
Yeah. It looks like these can already start. Right now, Corruptors are on the way. So, yeah, Gogojoy is super
now I'm
committed.
excited.
See, Gogojoy is
Now
super
I'm-
committed.
Now I'm super excited because we're going to see just that air versus air battle. I love that.
And what do you make of this fleet beacon? Carriers have arrived.
I think he's just going for the
For the Phoenix upgrade.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Oh, do you think he's going to get the Void Ray speed?
I think he's going to get carriers. I so think he's going to get carriers.
Wait for it. He sees the first Corruptors, and he gets those sweet speed Void Rays.
Yeah, could be a possibility, but come on. Fleet beacon is done. It's going to be Phoenix attack range, as you were saying.
Give me a Void Ray, come on!
Yeah. Is it just must Phoenixes though?
He probably can. Like, you're able to just mass Phoenix and kite Corruptors as well by like 1 range, right?
Yeah, you can,
But
but
you
what
have
do you
to
do
be
against those Zerglings?
So you have to be so careful. I guess against the Zerglings, he's just going to warp in some Archons.
Oh my
because-
god.
Oh my god, those.
Oh my. Goodbye, Zerglings. Stasis words have done it again. Those Corruptors though dealing so much damage to the air army of Sian and the Mutas trying to show up, but they cannot fight it on. Corruptors falling left and right. Now that range is done, Gogojoy needs to fight his army, and that's not gonna go well for him, I feel. The Lings are finally out of their stasis words, finding those Skulkers, but the Mutas are falling left and right, and so are the Corruptors. These Phoenix is still too healthy. And the army of Gogojoy is gonna be shooed away.
Those Phoenix just completely crushed any effort Gogojoy was putting out there.
This is such
I feel
a
like if
unique
he
game.
didn't have all of his Zerglings trapped, there might have been a chance for him to do some damage, but losing all those Zerglings in the first stage of the fight was just detrimental to his troop morale, really.
Yeah, it's not like he can really do much about this gigantic army of Phoenixes flying left and right. Also, I have to say, like, Phoenix range has to be the best good looking upgrade in the game.
Okay, but Adept Glaive, like the Glaive Adept upgrade, that looks pretty sick as well.
I feel like Sian went a little bit too further away from where he was supposed to be. Like those Corruptors getting basically surround on top of these Phoenixes. He lost a couple without getting too much done with them.
Come on, give me that Flux Vane upgrade. I really want to see that one.
Yeah, I mean, like, who doesn't? But like when you force this many Corruptors, there is a certain point in which you can just start making Archons and win the game. And I feel like this moment has just arrived for Sian. 30 mutas on the way.
So much damage. So much damage.
Oh,
so much damage.
So many
what is
Phoenixes.
happening?
So many Phoenixes died and there are 18 mutas just been made. That's basically more mutas than I ever seen in a game of StarCraft. Oh my, it's not going to be for
even
a while.
more Mutalisks dying there. I'm really worried for Gogojoy right now. There's a big ground army and he has only a couple of Mutalisks left. Not enough to deal with the Archons or the Stalkers.
Or the Phoenixes for what it's worth right now. Sian just walking freely into the natural of Gogojoy. Just losing already a lot of drones. These Corruptors of course are gonna kill the remaining Phoenixes. But what can the Mutas do? That's so many Stalkers, 2 Archons. Everything is falling apart for Gogojoy. GG needs to be called. And as I was saying, there was just that point in the game in which Sian thought, okay, I'm just going to kill him. And he did.
Also, like this is something I'm curious about. If you see your opponent going for a lot of Phoenix, do you go for the Carapace upgrade for your Mutalisks and your Corruptors? Just to make them that tiny bit tankier, because the attack rate for Phoenix seems pretty high to me.
The honest answer here for me is, as soon as I see my opponent massing Phoenixes, I just stop producing Spire units altogether.
Okay.
Like, there is a point in which, like, you can punish your... Like, basically, in these kind of scenarios, the first player to switch out of air tech is the player to win the game.
Okay.
I feel like there is a certain point you have to acknowledge you cannot outfight the Protoss air army in any possible way, and you just switch out of it. You just... Maybe you don't even make Hydras, maybe you just go into Roach, Ravager, Ling and Banes, but I feel like Gogojoy was way past that moment. Like, even if he realized he could just switch tech, it didn't really have the means to do it. So it's a controversial state of the game. I feel like it was a very, very unique game, and I'm not super sure what I would have done in the shoes of Gogojoy, but Mutas not dealing damage to the economy oftentimes lead to you losing the game.
Yeah, like either your Mutalisks have to deal some damage, but for that the Stargate tech was already up from the beginning of the game, so that was not really a possibility. But then you have to work with Ling Rumbais or anything really to just cripple the Protoss economy, otherwise just reproducing those Phoenix gets so easy, and you will not win air fights against Phoenix really.
And I also have to admit that Zen is quite a good map for defense for Protoss 1-0 on 3 bases. It's so hard to get Rumbais going on Zen, because like the 3rd base is always going to be defended, and even if he gets the 4th base, there are just basically 2 different places in which you have to defend. It's a hard map to not have some kind of beefy army. But I mean, that was his game plan. We will see. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Wall, map chosen by him by the way. It's the blue Zerg playing from Team Gunpack. Currently losing the series, it is Gogojoy.
And currently up 1-0, representing Team Bravestar Gaming. It's the red Protoss player, fear of all the Zerg. It's Sian. Oh, and Gogojoy going for that gold expand right away.
My God, what is this? Did Sian see it? No. Oh, it was so close. That's just insane.
Did he just press back there? He's going back there.
Yeah, he's going back there. Yeah, you see that. He sees that. Nice. Nicely done by Sian. He knows what's up. He didn't see the archery in the natural and went immediately to check that. Interesting play.
You know what I would do?
What?
Go for the gold base on the side of the Protoss player. And just completely mess with their mind.
I mean, he's not going to scout it.
Right?
Yeah, but... well, it depends. I feel like Gogojoy was looking for that kind of a all-in in which you destroy the mineral wall. On your side, you send 2 drones over here. One makes an extractor, and the other mines the minerals, then goes into the extractor, then mines the mineral, then goes into the extractor until the wall is broken, and then you just send links in. Did you know you could do that? By the way.
Yeah, I saw that. But I don't remember where I saw it. Maybe on No Regrets stream?
Yeah, it
when the
could be No
map
Regrets,
was...
it could be Winter, it could be Bly, one of these.
I think it was No Regret then.
Could be.
Alias Scarlett lately.
Exactly. They just sweat, right?
Yeah.
So Roach Warren against Twilight Council. Twilight Council is there for Sian probably for defensive measures. And yeah, there is... Okay, no, this could definitely be going with them.
Okay,
it's always
so...
going with that.
So getting that scout off is huge for Gogojoy though.
Yeah, definitely. He also has a Roach Warren already on the way. Well, already done actually, so it's going to be as soon as he can get defense against it. And Sian, is he starting Glaives? I mean, why is he taking this Twilight Council if it's not for Glaives, right?
Dark Shrine.
Oh, come on. Do you think it's Dark Shrine?
No,
Okay.
actually I don't.
Okay.
But I'm just every time a Protoss player gets a Twilight Council and is not researching anything, my first thought is, okay, he must be going for Dark Shrine, right?
I mean, he's fully walled off right now and he's not doing anything out of the Twilight Council. That has to be the most useful Twilight Council I've ever seen.
I feel like he had to invest all the money into his shield batteries, so he couldn't really go for any...
Yeah, but what does he spend the gas on right now?
Sentries?
Eh. Immortals is a good bet. Yeah, Immortals. Immortals is a pretty good bet.
But isn't... How much do Immortals cost? Isn't it like...
250, 175, I think?
Yeah. So not that much gas, right?
Oh wow, it's almost 200 gas. It's still a lot.
No, they cost like 250 minerals
And 150 gas, I think, right?
75 gas if I remember correctly.
It's either 150, either 175. Or maybe 100, or maybe 100.
Okay, 100 I could.
But by the way, Sian
agree
is...
to.
By the way, Sian is dead right here, right?
Well, he has a lot of shield batteries,
But
there are
all out
just
of
so
energy.
many units on top of his gateway army,
Yeah.
and those shield batteries are pretty much dry.
Sian is kind of dead. It's not completely dead. There is another Immortal out, but he's still kind of dead.
Okay, with 2 Immortals, actually this looks doable.
Oh yeah, it is. It looks nice. I mean, did he lost any probe to this? No, he didn't. How did he lose a single probe once he pulled them?
Okay, so 1 probe died.
Oh wow. That must
But
be...
I'm not sure if it was killed right now or if it just died earlier on when
I
those two links got in.
Yeah, I see like the biles raining on top of those probes. I'm just so surprised not a single probe has died. Oh, poor Overlord. He's not gonna survive. Okay,
Well,
so what
he
does
served.
Gogojoy do now?
Maybe you can go for a big flank. Like, you know, the Protoss player is just going to push up that choke. And if you manage to get a good surround,
Yeah.
maybe those links will pay off. But this is so dangerous right now. Because his creep is not even connecting the main and the third base. So rallying units will take a lot longer than it would otherwise.
He doesn't even have a natural right now. Like, the natural is just now finishing.
Oh,
He's setting up the surround you were talking about, but there is one more prism out. These immortals are not going to hold to just the links. The Ravager bias are raining down on top of the army. A lot of damage has been dealt. It looks like Sian will need to back off. But in the end... Okay, one immortal is very low. He's actually going to fall. Loses everything but 2 immortals. Sian has lost way more than he bargained for.
I feel like he has to be really careful right now.
Yeah, he does.
Because those Ravagers... Okay, those shield batteries will just do it.
Ooh, one immortal almost falls. The shield battery will keep it to full health. And Gogojoy will need to back off. This is such a back and forth game right now.
We were talking about unit skins earlier. What do you think about the classics?
I was just going to tell you about it. It gives me a lot of like nostalgia feeling, but I have to admit like normal Zealot look better. Like, it's very nostalgic and old. I just look at them and I feel like, oh, they look so much like Brute War Zealots. But in reality, they don't look as good as normal Zealots.
No,
they look more like
look
Zergs.
kind of cute to me, you know?
To
like
me, they look a lot like Hydras in my mind.
Just without the capes.
Yeah, they look like Hydras without the capes. Okay, so Sian setting up this around this time, and it looks like a lot of Zealots are always a pretty good choice for the Protoss player. Ravagers and Queens folding alike, and GG needs to be called. A bunch of Zealots did it again. Braystar Gaming is going to lead the series 2-0 for now, and we're going to go into Super versus Scarlett, and well, I think we.
Well, I feel like we have a favorite for that one.
Yeah. And the third game is going to be... What is it going to be? Actually, Bomber versus Dream. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. I can't wait to see Bomber versus Dream.
Dream has a really interesting style when it comes to TVT.
Yeah.
He will just go for a tank push and try to set up his 2 tanks and then rally every unit across the map and just try to contain his opponent on in his natural, which works really well on Nightshade. I haven't seen it doing too well on Simulacrum, even though I feel like it should work pretty good on that map as well.
Yeah, it should. Like the same concept stands true, right?
Huh? I need another lobby invite.
Oh.
Looks like it was cancelled. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, it's the usual lobby bug that we've had for like 10 years by now. But you know, all lobbies never die.
I had this, like, I don't remember having this, like, ever. And since I started casting for Alpha X, this has happened to me every game.
It is.
I'm like, okay, let's start.
I think like this happens like once every 3 lobbies. To at least one person. You know, I see like every time I join a lobby there are already like 8 to 10 people in there. So that's a lot of people, and 1 game out of 3, at least 3 of those people had this bug.
You know what I love? I love how Scarlett is just communicating with emoticons.
Yeah, that she always does that.
Oh my
Have you
god.
ever cast a Scarlett before?
No,
Yeah,
no,
she
I didn't.
She loves to meme casters.
Oh my god, this is great.
She absolutely loves it. Oh, she's very funny.
I met her at the GSL studio once
Lucky
when
me.
I went there. She was super nice actually.
Yeah, she's
But I
very
feel like
chill,
after
very
the
nice.
matches are done, everybody is kind of stressed
Mhm.
because usually the matches are done like really late, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it will go so long that you are not able to catch the last train if you want to see all the games.
Yeah.
So going to the GSL when it starts at 6:30 p.m.
Mhm.
is almost dangerous if you're not living really close to the studio.
Yeah. Come on, you just call a cab, right? You can just call a taxi. Can't you?
Yeah, but
Are there...
then again, Seoul is so big. So if you're living on the other side, you're paying like 40 euros or something just to get there.
Oh jeez.
It's insane. And like sometimes you will have people who come from other cities in Seoul, in Korea.
Mhm.
And then it's even more crucial that you catch like at least 2 trains before the last one. And that means you're most likely going to miss the last match.
Yeah.
Or the last series.
I mean, like, it is worth, right?
Yeah.
I will definitely do that, to be honest. But you know, one day. I would like to go to Home Story Cup in Krefeld this year, if it's possible due to the COVID situation.
Right.
Yeah, we will see. I missed
I'm
last
wondering-
year's Home Story Cup in Krefeld because I had to do an exam, and I missed this year's one, the one in the aqua park.
Oh, I so wanted to go there,
Yeah,
but I was in Korea at that time.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest regrets of my life, I have to be
Oh
honest.
my god, same here.
And it was so expensive, so expensive. I couldn't really afford it. But anyway, talking about this game, spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Average Dream. Currently 2 points behind in this team league. It is Lane from Team Gunpack, Super.
And spawning in the top right corner, the red Zerg. Everybody knows her, everybody loves her. It is the Queen of Blades, Scarlett. I'm surprised she didn't queue up as a Protoss.
That's something she did once.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Didn't she beat DRG with a 4-gate or something silly like that?
Yeah. She's a very good Protoss player, to be honest.
I remember I think that was a Red Bull Open or something.
Yeah.
And the whole community was like, she did what?
For DLG.
Oh man.
Do you know Dark is an incredibly good Protoss? I think like he's 6k in Korea as Protoss.
I actually checked it. Like I went on his profile when he was in the group earlier.
Yeah.
And he has like 5.8k
Yeah, 5.
right now. Compared to his 5.5 or 5.6k Terran.
Oh my
Protoss easy race.
god. Right? Like, I was watching his stream yesterday and he was just like, okay, I'm just gonna play some Protoss. That's what I think he said, of course. And he just started wrecking like top players with Protoss.
It's the same with when Maru streamed like a couple of weeks ago. He was playing Protoss as well with like SOS coaching him or something, and they actually queued up against TY
Oh my god.
on ladder. And TY was streaming as well at the time, and TY just went for the biggest meme build. If you've seen TSL,
Yes, I did.
his match against Hearthstone on Eternal Empire, where he went Battle Cruiser,
Yeah.
that bit.
Okay, did he win?
He won.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love TY. It's so
Everybody loves
entertaining to watch his strategies play out.
And I hear he's quite a good caster as well. Like, the feedback for his casting has been incredibly positive.
Right?
Yeah.
To be honest, every time I tuned into the Korean stream, I never heard a difference.
Yeah. He has a very caster-like voice. Like, his voice just sounds a lot like the standard casters. So he doesn't really stand out in that way, but he's a good caster.
Yeah. And he brings so much knowledge as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you see when he beats Dark or Parting. He has such a good understanding of all the races, really.
He has to be the most knowledgeable player out there, to be honest.
Probably. And he has been playing for a long time as
Yeah.
well.
You remember when he was called Baby? Because he was
Yeah.
just like 14 years old playing in GSL or something.
He
was
joined.
a StarCraft Brood War pro player. That already says a lot since he's 25.
I think he was joining like Brood War Pro ranks
At
when he
12.
was 12.
Yeah.
That's so insane.
He's
There's
been around
a
for
there's
13 years.
a documentary out about StarCraft Brood War in Korea, and it follows like a professional gamer, like established professional gamer, semi-pro gamer, and an amateur, and their ways through the Korean StarCraft system. And in the end, like the professional gamer they were following was Jae-dong,
Yeah.
and
Right.
in the end they show TY as well, because both of them have been on the same team. And I'm like, holy fuck, TY was young back then.
Yeah. He was called Baby, right?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so getting out of our tastosis, like degeneracy over here, let's talk a little bit about this game. So, basically, Super didn't keep Scarlett in check once, yet such a good Guardian, but he wasn't able to do anything about her. And Scarlett is growing quite a powerful army. I feel like her brainliness is a little bit on the late side, but she's already getting on 4 bases. She has a powerful army. She doesn't really feel like she needs to commit, while Super just has, like, this army is worthy of a soul train. Like, he has so many centuries and basically nothing else.
It's really just sentries.
Yeah.
But I love the decision by Scarlett to just go into the Spire, because
Oh,
what are you
Station
going
Pit
to
as
do
well.
with those sentries when 12 Mutalisks show up?
If it is Mutos, because like Scarlet is just rushing tech, that's a 640 infestation pit. That's a, if you know about Zerg's timings, that's a very early infestation pit. Like, this is as early as you can get it. Like, there is no way you can get an earlier than that. And make
Super
something.
actually scouting the infestation pit.
Yeah, and we don't see any Nidus network, so this is not Swarmos. She is rushing Hive, or she's probably getting into infections. Either one of those things. Yeah, she's rushing Hive.
Do you think she'll just try to get to Broodlords as fast as possible? Maybe Viper?
I mean, why? Yeah, the Spire. She made it for a reason. Now she has to ult this, and it's not going to be super hard, not going to be super easy as well. But yeah, I feel like she's going to Broodlords, like going super fast into Broodlords. Okay, these are slow banelings, that's a big buff for Scarlett. The first ones are very good, but that's a lot of Ravages. Blink Stalkers on top of the Ravages, they're dealing so much damage. Actually, the fire is pulling some of the banelings. The banelings finally getting some connections. Scarlett is pushing super back, but she's doing so thanks to her great production. She's not really having the tech needed to deal with this. She's losing a lot of queens, she's losing a lot of roaches, a lot of ravages, so they're just reinforcing the position. In the end, Scarlett will deflect the attack from Super, and that's all she needs, really. The hype is done. She's getting into late game. Super is not even close to getting into late game.
No, he's just adding his additional gases. He is adding a robotics bay,
Yeah.
which is an interesting choice, like a good choice if you are facing, let's say, Roach Ravager.
Lurkers,
But when
anything.
there's a higher spire coming, greater
Yeah.
spire,
Yeah,
greater
great
spire.
Make the spy great again. Yeah, that's a winter joke. That's not mine.
And the adrenaline glances are coming in as well.
Yeah.
This is going to be super hard for Super to hold.
Yeah, Scarlett is just all over the place. Like, let's all be honest. Like, she will have everything she needs. She's going to add like 30 supply of Broodlords. It's like 8 to 10 Broodlords, I think. That's a lot of Broodlords. And almost all of the Blinkstalkers from Super died, actually. How many does he have? He has 14. That's not enough. A Colossus is out. Yeah. Oh.
No, not really. This is not the way Super is imagining this match to go.
No. He's looking at a totally different match that we're looking at, really. And that's a little bit too bad, because this is going to be a huge stomp from Scarlett. Like, this run by of Banelings in the... Oh my god, 12 probes down! Like, 4
Well.
Banelings killed 12 probes.
Wait for it, the +2 attack upgrade is not even done yet.
Yeah.
And then those probes are getting one-shotted by the banelings. That's going to be so disgusting.
And Scarlett is adding even more drones. She's going to get into 80 drones. Now she's maxed out. How many Broodlords is that? 4 plus 3 is going to be 7 Broodlords. And just so much Roach, Ravager, Limbane. Oh. Oh well.
I feel like if you're Super, like what you have to do right now is just try to keep the Zerg in their base, really. Just try to go for as many run-bys as you possibly can. Try to like get up some static defense, really.
Uh-oh.
But those banelings coming in right now
Uh-oh.
will just destroy everything.
Uh-oh. Jesus.
It's one-shot time.
19 probes die, and I super feel like... No, I feel like Super just... Why didn't he scout this game? He has no clue about this. Like, creep it is into his space. Scarlett is maxed out of Broodlords, and by the way, she's wasting way too much time with this armor. And okay, Broodlords are now out. Super, now what? What do you do?
I guess he runs. He really has nothing left to do. Another 12 probes being killed. How is he even staying on 55 workers when there's just probes dying everywhere?
Like, that is a very good question, because 43 probes have died this game, and he's almost maxed out as well, actually. So, Super has quite a strong army, but he has so many sentries and so many stalkers. What are you going to do with those? Meanwhile, Scarlett just sacrificing roaches, she's just freeing supply, she's making infestors, she's making banelings. Super okay, he killed an archery, but yeah. Scarlett is destroying this 4th base with just roaches right now. She's going to win that fight. Meanwhile, Vipers and Broodlords fighting right into the main army of Super. One Viper is going to fall, but the Broodlords are still unscarred by this fight.
I feel like Scarlett is just practicing right now. She just wants to get up to that big army, practice her control, practice how she's going to split up run bys and how she's going to move against the Protoss player who, well, Super is not really looking too good right now.
Well, he has a lot of...
is faster, is the comp to go.
Oh my god,
And
these,
those
the blinding clouds have been the most amazing blinding clouds I've ever seen. Scarlett proving once again her caster control is insane. And she wasn't even maxed out. And now Super is gonna lag a lot behind. Vipers actually falling a little bit left and right, dropping a couple blinding clouds. But it looks like Super will be able to just blink onto... Oh my god, these Bane lanes getting so many sentries down. By the way, all of the Broodlords have died, but Scarlett just decided to make 5 more. And the army of Super, while being reinforced constantly, can't just keep up with Scarlett. Actually, those Blink Stalkers getting even more kills on top of the Broodlords. But Scarlett is making 16 more roaches, and this time the Infestors with the fungal growths and these spine crawlers are going to deal a lot of damage. Of course, Scarlett has bled out a lot. She's going to lose another archery over there, but she is remaking army. She will be able to hold this quite straightforward. And now that the Ravagers and the Roaches are showing up, Super will need to lose this army or recall it. Blink!
Oh, that was an aggressive thing forward. I don't know if I would have dared to do that.
That wasn't a good blink as well. There's just so many Ravagers. Scarlett can just rain down death on top of everything. The corrosive vials won't even be needed to kill the last Colossus.
What is happening here? How is Super trading so well?
Yeah, just he has good upgrades. That's honestly all of it. He has good upgrades.
Imagine he had a good economy behind this as well.
Yeah, I feel like, as you were saying, Scarlett doesn't really care too much. She's just practicing right now. Because she's just making roaches and she's completely fine with it. She doesn't even need anything else. She could possibly just end the game with roaches. Because this was so expensive for Super, by the way. This exchange. Like, if we look at the resource loss tab, of course, it's going to be heavily in favor of Super. But in the end, this wasn't worth for him. Like, Scarlett is an unchecked Zerg. Scarlett has a powerful economy. Scarlett has a powerful production. And she has all the tech she needs. She doesn't really need any more tech than what she has. Interestingly
enough, the worker count is balancing out again.
Yeah, Scarlett lost quite a lot of workers.
Like, if Super gets up to a decent army, like decent army size, he might still be able to take something off of Scarlett. Because her gas bank is completely used up right now.
Yeah.
She's only at 160 supply.
And it's mostly just Roach Ravagers. But Super doesn't even have a single Immortal out. So it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Of course, there is a Colossus. Of course, there are a bunch of...
The Banelings! Oh my god!
Yuck! Yuck! Oh!
Oh, Banelings are so disgusting!
7 kills. Yuck. 2 more Vipers on the way for Scarlett. It looks like the Zerg player is getting again in full control of this game. I feel like Super is just pre-maxing on what he had, and Scarlett is just reacting to it. Those Stalkers are not going to be that useful. Of course, these upgrades are crazy good for Super. But then again, Scarlett has Spine Crawlers for defense, she has Infestors to stop those Stalkers from blinking. She's now starting to remake those Broodlords as well, I feel. Or maybe she would just have the Corruptors to kill the Colossus. But
looking at this game, I'm not sure if the upgrades are really that good for Super because he did not start his 3-3. He's still on 2-2.
Yeah.
Scarlett has the +3 melee attack upgrade, +2 armor will be finishing soon, and +3 ranged attack is also almost done. So this is just getting worse and worse for Super, really.
That's basically the game plan for Scarlett. I feel like she just playing it low. Did the Infestors die?
Yeah, they died.
Oh.
Okay, that's actually a big hit.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there is one Viper out. Oh, okay, abducting the Colossus.
She gets the Colossi.
Okay.
Oh, the blink forward again, so aggressive.
Actually dodging the blinding clouds, killing the other Viper. This was a very good move out of Super. But then again, Scarlett can probably lose that base. She has another one made on the other side. That's a lot of drones.
Yeah, but look at the army supply. It's in favor of Super right now.
Yeah, but
and
3 more bullets and 22 links on the way. Okay, Scarlett right now still behind in army supply. Another good work being on units out of Super. He's going to get a lot of work done.
Oh my god, those spies are going to hit.
But is Super doing it? Another Binley round by is going to get 8 probes, but his rulers are under fire right now.
So Super really has to snipe all those Brute Lords, and he has been doing a really good job at doing so, but now the Banelings are just crashing into all the Stalkers.
My god, these Banelings getting so many good connections. The micro out of there for Scarlett was insane, by the way. Super dodging the Banelings with a blade forward, and Scarlett splitting her Banes to hit all of them anyway. This move just won Scarlett the game, by the way.
I feel like the position they fought in was not the perfect one for Super because he didn't have the same amount of movement ability that he had in the previous fight, where he could blink forward with his blink stalkers and then just move back to not get too much damage by the corruptors or get too many fungals on.
Yeah, it was a great game overall. Like, I wasn't really expecting this game to be so good. So it looks like Super has chosen Nightshade for the second map of the series. And let's all remember, Braystar Gaming is at match point right now. If Scarlett wins this game, it's going to be another victory in a pretty one-sided fashion. So let's see if she's able to do it again. And she's definitely looking capable of it. So Nightshade, do you think she's going to go for something weird as she often does on this map?
Probably, but I also think Super is going to play weird. The last time I've seen him play on this map, he went for a really weird build. I think he rushed his upgrades, like went for Robo, Forge, and then a Twilight Council, and then tried to hit a really crisp blink +2 timing, which crushed his opponent back then. I'm not sure if Scarlett is going to give him the time though to hit a timing like that.
Like, isn't always adept. It could be, right?
Yeah.
Like, we like to just okay, let's just say we like to just talk about, like, yeah, you know, like the Protoss could do this or could do that, but and again, it's always that.
Right?
Yeah,
let's see if it's bad. Dark Templars this game around.
Yeah, you really like your Dark Templars, I see.
Oh, those shady boys. They just get me every game.
Well,
okay.
Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, playing from Team Comeback. Currently lagging 3 points behind in this best of 17 league. It is Super.
And spawning in the left top corner, it's the Queen of Blades. It's the representative for... Who's she representing?
Bravestar Gaming.
Bravestar Gaming. It's Scarlett.
Okay, no weird stuff out of Scarlett yet.
Yet.
yet. And Super is just going nicely into Gateway Expand. So,
Okay, so
you were
he
talking
has
about
been-
Shady Boys before, right?
Yeah.
So what happens if partying makes Dark Tempers? Are those
Oh.
shady, good, big, thick boys?
That's a good question. Or are they just sweet puppy bears?
Also that.
Puppy bears.
Yeah. Also that. Like, yeah. Probably knowing partying, they are. Right. Couldn't think about it. But Scarlett, by the way, double archery expand right here before link speed.
Okay, so what
Ooh.
I'm doing every game is I'm looking at the drone count, I'm looking at the production, because yesterday when I was casting Impact versus Astria, Impact just went full ham and went for that huge Ling all in and tried to bust down the wall, which actually worked out. That Roach one seems super early.
It is super early. That could be a third archery just out there for production. It's a good bet, but we see link speed started, so it's just not going to be a only Roach all in. By the way, Super, of course, is going for adepts. Like, it is not even a question at this point. It's not even if, it's just when in a series of PvC.
Wait for him just researching Blink and just
Come on, man. Come on. Like, you know it was going to be Glaives. Like, it's
yeah, I
always
knew it, but you know, can the man have dreams?
Yeah, I suppose you can. The Dark Shrine dream is not that yet for you, so
Not yet.
not yet. And Scarlett has another dream, which is just sending a bunch of roaches through the map and win the game, which is an interesting dream nonetheless. So this is
Yeah, and Super is not really scouting it or anything. He will just see it when it's at his doorstep, and by then it might be too late because he has no defenses whatsoever. His only unit really is this Stalker, and this Stalker is going to be bust down in
goodbye,
no
Super.
time.
Goodbye, Super. Resonating Glaives is not even done. It's not like he has 2 gateways unpowered. He's just looking at the map and he's thinking, how did I just didn't do anything about it. But then again, Scarlett abusing what happened in game 1, because in game 1 Super didn't do anything on the other side of the map, got very little scouting for the first half, and Scarlett thought, okay, I can just do this totally unpunished. And she did it. Won the game, won the series. Bravestar Gaming 4-0 against Team Gunpack. But then again, we will still have our last series for today. Of course, just the best of 2 between Dream and Bomber, which is still going to be nice. So, congratulations to Dragon Phoenix Gaming and Bravestar Gaming from getting their victories. So it is going to be actually Dragon Phoenix Gaming leading the whole tournament with a 7-0 score, while Bravestar Gaming will go to 4-3, actually surpassing Team Gunpack in the tiebreaker. Both teams were at 3-3 as score. Now Team Gunpack is going to be at 3-4 and Bravestar Gaming will be at 4-3. So we're still standing true at our first spot as Alpha X. But Bravestar Gaming is getting there, and Dragon Phoenix Gaming is just through the roof right now with a 7-0 lead. I think they actually already first place guaranteed, by the way. So Bomber versus Dream. Oh yeah, do I have this pasted? Yes, I do. Look at me.
Haha! Definitely worth it.
Yeah. Like,
And you thought you couldn't use your note.
my notepad working wonders right there. That's absolutely game winner move by me. And let's get into this game. It's going to be, as I was saying, for probably the 4th time in a row, Bomber versus Dream. And I have to say, like I was saying before, that I was incredibly looking forward to this. And even though the score is set, I still love to see this. But let's get into introductions. Spawning in the top left hand corner, talking about Blast from the past. One of the former legends of this game, getting back where he belongs in the GSL round of 24, of course. This is Bomber. Round of 32, actually, sorry.
It's alright, because here's another contestant for that spot. He is the Slayer of Life. He is the bringer of dreams. It is Dream himself.
Dream has been looking quite good lately. He's one of those players that is surprising me a lot this year. I never really had too many expectations for him, but he's not like having a breakthrough as big as Cure had, but he's still looking quite nice.
Yeah, especially since he just came back from the military service. Like usually the Korean players do not do too well after coming back from the military for a long time. Like DRG is just coming back right now, except DRG. I'm not sure if there are too many players that made the jump to the top spot, just like Dream did.
Yeah.
We had Pole, but he's now doing
Teamfight Tactics.
Yeah. Who else? Who else pops to mind?
Yeah, like I see those two players playing against each other, and I feel like they share such a similar story. Like the only other player that comes to my mind after your words is actually Bomber.
Right?
Yeah, like he's the one who made it to the GSL group stage, and he's the one who actually didn't play that bad in it as well. Even if he lost all of the matches, he wasn't looking that bad. No, I actually won one. He won one match, but yeah, he wasn't looking that bad at all. So I'm curious. I'm very curious.
Me too, especially since coming back from the military is just such a big deal in Korea either way.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you're there for 1.5 years almost. This is a long time to spend without practice.
Yeah, they have just 1 day a week in which they can play, but then again, it's just 1 day a week. Like it's not enough.
Have you been following Classic's Twitter?
No,
Because
I
he
don't.
just recently posted pictures of his vacation from military service. He came back, he had some nice meals, and he was meeting friends. Same with Hero, really. Both of them have been enjoying themselves over the couple of days.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to hear. Like a lot of people, including me, to be completely honest, forget that we lost Hero as well. That's such a big loss. Is Widowmine?
Oh, that Widowmine hit could have been even worse, but it was already a big hit to the army of Dream.
Dream got
That
quite a
4 SCVs
good
killed.
trade right here. This Medivac barely surviving as well, and now 6 Reapers getting into the main. By the way, Dream going for a very aggressive build, while Bomber going for the most defensive possible. This Cyclone will get a lock-on top of one of the Reapers. Not really a great lock-on, to be completely honest, but so much is falling for Bomber. This Cyclone will fall down not before killing the Medivac, but the army of Bomber is non-existent right now. The Raven, of course, still threatening. Good.
The turret was blocked by the movement of Dream's Reapers.
I don't
That
think it
was
was
such a
intentional.
nice move.
Though. Do you think it was intentional?
No, I don't think it was intentional,
God,
but
so
it's
many
still
workers.
sick.
Dream destroying the economy of Bomber right now.
Bomber
Finally,
really
one
not
tank is
respecting
out,
the...
but yeah, not enough. These Reapers diving on top of the tank and now getting the last few SCV kills. Meanwhile, back home, Dream 10 workers ahead.
Is there still? Oh my god, there are still Reapers.
I have to be honest, even after losing 15 SCVs, Bomber is not that far behind in supply. That's impressive. But then again, what can you really do? Like, Dream is sending his last few units through the map as well. They're sending a Raven, a tank, and 4 Marines out.
Yeah, I feel like he's just going to be hitting this soft contain that I was talking about earlier with his Raven, probably going to rally all his units across the map.
Do you think it's premature? I feel like
Again?
it doesn't. I feel like Dream doesn't have quite enough to have a good contain, right?
Maybe he can force some units into the main with his 2 Reapers. But I agree, he should not have enough to really force this contain on Bomber.
I feel like he was a little bit too eager. Well, where is his Raven, by the way? Okay, he has a second Raven joining up. That's already a big deal. And no Medivac to drop into the main. This supply depot is going to fall indeed. Not going to be a huge hit to Bomber. He's going to just replace it very soon. I mean, he's
and Bomber moved his tank. Now Dream is actually able to get into a decent position, but don't underestimate the 3 Ravens. They can deal such a big amount of damage with those auto turrets, especially when it comes to fighting, and I think that's where they should be used now. Look at that.
Great
all those Marines just got shredded to pieces.
Great interference matrix of Bomber as well as the 2 turrets. But good move by Dream to deciding to lock his tank in position, buy himself some time to build some defenses back home, and still rolling with it, because right now he has 3 Ravens as well, he has 2 tanks as well, and he has such a powerful economy. Contrary of Bomber.
I'm slightly confused. Why is Dream still producing Ravens? At this point your gas should be spent on stim, upgrades, combat shield, tanks, but going for additional Ravens seems dangerous to me.
Especially since Bomber, he's already going for Vikings.
Yeah, those will do a tremendous job in just pushing Dream back.
Yeah, I feel like Dream game decisions after that good kind of aggressive opener were a little bit off. I don't really like his game decisioning right here. He has such a powerful economy and he basically wasted it a little bit on an army that doesn't really make or break the game. He just tanks there a little bit. As you were saying, those Ravens are just a big risk. Now that there are 4 Vikings out, those Ravens won't do much. They just drop those turrets and die. Okay, the interference matrices are great, but so many SCVs need to be put into the fight. Okay, never mind.
Bomber did not siege his tanks there.
Yeah.
He had 2 tanks immediately disabled, which I guess...
He was walking too forward with his army. He was feeling desperate in a situation he wasn't really desperate. But then again, he took so much damage. It was a very weird game. It was a very weird game. Not the game I was looking forward to watch, but it told something about this series, really. Like, well, Raystar Gaming will get the 5th victory in a row for this series. Let's see if Bomber will get another one to just give some honor to his teammates for fighting. To be completely honest, it was a little bit less one-sided than the other series. Like, Parting versus Protoss was just...
Well, Parting versus Protoss was pretty one-sided, but lag issues are...
Yeah, they are what they are, you know.
Yeah.
EF versus Firefly was another very weird series, but I feel like Firefly highly deserved to win that, especially game 2 with the Glaive Adept attack. It was just incredible. And here, I feel like Scarlett versus Super Game 1 was very close. Scarlett versus Super Game 2 was not even a game. It was just Scarlett versus the easy AI, basically. And no offense to Super, but he just didn't have anything out there. I feel like he was feeling a little bit demoralized after Game 1. I feel like his nerves got a little bit on the way of his game plan. And it can happen.
Probably.
It can happen.
Like what Super really has to work on is his scouting. I feel like his timings are really strong and his build order execution as well. But he's just lacking information most of the times. And I feel like that's why most of the all-ins really work against him.
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. But we're into the last game for today's stream. We're ending it on a high note with a game I was looking forward to most. Exception made for Dynamite vs Dark, but we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner as the red Terran playing for Brave Star Gaming. It is Dream.
And spawning in on the left side, the blue Terran player, a legend among legends. It is Bomber.
Team Gompact Gaming, of course, and Dream. Ooh la la, what is this? One proxy Rex, one Rex into the main.
Oh my god, this is Reaper.
It's Reaper?
It's Reaper.
3 Rex Reapers or 2 Rex Reapers?
2 Rex Reaper.
Okay.
I think TY played this exact build against Bomber.
Yeah, I was saying this as a TY build. Yeah, he played this against Bomber. And he likes to do this thing, one Rex into the main, one Rex proxied. Even against Protoss players. He did it like, I think, last GSL, I think. And he did it against SOS, I feel, or Zest, I don't remember. But he was crazy as well with these 2 Rex and the factory as well. He was just a nasty build order. It's just something very unique he added to the game. And now we will see if this Reaper opener will work against Bomber as well.
The thing is, like, even though you commit to 2 barracks, your command center will be decently early.
There is already one bunker out for Bomber.
Oh my god, I just thought the Reaper for Bomber was a Reaper for Dream. And I was like, oh my god, the Reaper is already on top of the bunker.
Oh jeez, cancel both the bunker and the command center. That's already an incredibly big hit for Bomber. It's hard to stress more how big this hit was. Dream is not even committing anymore. He just dealt so much damage already that he can just stop there. He has the bunker. So much lost mining time for Bomber as well, by the way, with the SCVs being forced into the fight. And now Dream has the bunker. Bomber will need to wait until he has a tank to break this.
I feel like Bomber really overreacting to what Dream does. Exactly. I feel like in his mind, this was a 3 Rex. And if it's a 3 Rex, cancelling everything and just pulling the workers is the right decision. But it's a 2 Rex, and the command center for Dream is up and almost done as an orbital command.
Yeah, but then again, I feel like you also have to respect the possibility that your opponent is going for a 3 Rex, but you should be having an SCB on the map for this reason. You should be already having an SCB on the map to check for anything like it. He decided to go for the bunker. But the bunker in defense at that stage won't do enough. Now Dream will get the salvage as well. And yeah, Bomber just looking incredibly behind right now.
He is going for that really early stim. But Dream just going up the tech round really.
Yeah,
he has a medivac coming. He has some marines. He has the tank production going.
He has the second Rex already, he has his Orbiter Command already. Everything is in favor of him right now. His workers, like right now, Bomber will start mining as much as Dream, almost as much as 5 workers beyond already. But then again, he's also going for this kind of Sting +1 timing attack. They just won't eat crispy enough, right?
If you get behind in any kind of way, if you have to cancel your command center, rebuild it in your main, if you get supply blocked, anything like that, if you have to react to anything crazy that your opponent is doing, your timings are just so much worse than they would have been if there wasn't anything. Obviously, they will, but this just hurts for a game plan that is focused on hitting those crisp timings.
Yeah, and when it rains, it pours, right? With a drop, Dream will deal some damage. Force Bomber behind for a little bit of time, and now the Reapers in the natural will get even more. The whole army of Bomber is inside those 2 Medivacs, and there is a Viking right here. Yeah, this is very rough. 9 more workers are falling for Bomber, more in the main to the drop of Dream. It really needs to win this game with those 2 Medivacs, and it really doesn't have the means to do it. These tanks will get destroyed by the tank out of Dream. Actually, it was a win for Bomber over here. Now the Marines can get some damage, but on the other side of the map, everything was cleared. If you actually, Bomber dealing some serious damage right here. Wait a moment, wait a second. Whoa.
Okay, so Dream manages to clean it up, and this third base has been built. So remaking the SCVs is a lot easier for Dream than it is for Bomber. Still, losing those 23 SCVs will definitely impact his game in the further stages.
And Bomber is this kind of player who just keeps on coming in your face with these Marines drops. He just keeps on going, he just keeps on doing damage, it just never stops with his drops, with his aggression, with his harassment. It is one of those players that once they get started, they're very hard to stop. And I feel like this is not going to be an easy ult for Dream, who's also moving outside with his own Medivacs right now. Once again, I have to admit I was wrong about the game state, because Dream was again too eager to deal damage. He dealt a lot of damage, but the damage was being dealt already and he lost so much back home for no reason. And now Bomber is getting just at the doorstep of the natural of Dream with a way more powerful army. Of course, on the other side, Dream is going to eat a little bit earlier. So, will this
he gets the combat sheet denied. Bomber is going for the main base on the other side of the map, and Dream should be aware of this. He saw the medivacs moving in, the tanks get the siege out, and now it's really about who gets more units out and who manages to save more of their base.
It's a full-on base trade. This game is going crazy places right now. Dream is going to have a second time for defense. Bomber just has the one. The Tech Club is going to be killed before a third one can be made. The second one will still be out for Bomber, but will Dream get another one? He's not getting another one right now because his supply blocked, of course. But I feel like he can do that. Of course, these 2 Vikings have killed the Medivacs. The 2 Vikings can give the tanks of Dream the vision they need. There is 1 Medivac out and he needs to stay safe. I feel like Dream is winning this trade.
Losing that command center is not the way this is supposed to go. Bomber not reacting quite quick enough.
Yeah, and Dream can just leapfrog his own tanks in a little while. I feel like Dream totally got this.
I agree. Dream should definitely have this, and he'll probably get that combat shield denied once again. which will hurt even more.
Also, Bomber was not taking attention to his Medivac, and the Medivac out of Dream, was giving enough vision for the tanks of Dream to kill one of the tanks in the main of Bomber. So yeah, there is no coming back from this. Bomber knew it, and right now we had another 6-0 victory. This time for Brave Star Gaming. Overall, amazing stream, amazing games. Of course, I had a lot of fun with my friend and co-caster over here. Incredibly funny day for me. Too bad we weren't able to get... Well, let's not talk about that. I don't want to think about it anymore. Any time in my life. What did you just write?
Well done.
Okay, I just say this. So, we'll see you for the next stream of this wonderful tournament. I don't know when it's going to be, but anyway, thank you everybody who were joining us on this stream on this incredibly funny day. Once again, I had a lot of fun, and thanks to Alphax for giving us the chance to cast this, and thanks of course to the Black One for being such an awesome co-caster today with me. If you want to say something else where people can find you or anything, please spray it out.
Okay, so these days I'm trying my hands on some mech in TVP. So if you want to see how I'm doing with that, make sure to follow my Twitch account. It's twitch.tv/windhave. And with this, I'm going to give the last word to you.
Well, what else to say? Congratulations to Brave Star Gaming and to, of course, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, was gonna lead the whole tournament with a 7-0 scoreboard.